Hey, what's up everyone? John here from testprepinsight.com, and today I'm going to compare the language apps from Pimsleur and Mondly. I actually compared these two language programs side by side a little over a year ago, but since that video went live, both companies have actually upgraded and changed their programs, so I wanted to update our video. So that's what we're going to do today, compare Pimsleur and Mondly head to head, and I'll tell you which one I think is better. And by the way, I should just mention up front here that since I'll just be focusing on higher level stuff in this video, if you find you need more detail at any point, you can always check out our full detailed written comparison of these two apps over on our website. An easy way to get there is just to Google Test Prep Insight, Pimsleur vs. Mondly. It's a quick way to find it. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to provide a high-level overview of how Pimsleur and Mondly each work before getting into all the individual pros and cons. I think that'll help to provide some context for my thoughts. And let's start with Mondly. So, the backbone of the Mondly program is their daily lessons. Every day when you log in, you're given a daily lesson to work through, and when you finish it, it'll be marked as complete on your dashboard, and a little countdown clock will start to indicate when the next day's daily lesson is ready. The daily lesson takes about 5 minutes to complete and is comprised of a series of hands-on rapid-fire drills, such as flashcard type drills, fill in the blanks, speaking drills, translation exercises, matching pairs, back and forth little conversations, spelling drills, and a few more. And when the daily lesson is over, the program gives you a quick recap of the vocab from the lesson in rapid succession, and then it takes you to a screen with all of your performance data. And then, once you're done with your daily lessons, you can continue working through your supplemental lessons on the dashboard. Essentially, the Mondly dashboard looks like a giant map covered in geolocation pins. In a way, it's kind of like a learning path, but it's a little less structured than that. Essentially, each geolocation pin is a collection of 8 lessons that covers a specific topic or theme, and you can jump from pin to pin however you want. There's no true order to them, and these lessons under these pins don't really build on one another in terms of difficulty. It's more about what you want to learn about. And to be clear, these bonus lessons, if you want to call them that, are basically the same as the daily lessons in terms of length, format, and content. And honestly, that's sort of it for Mondly. You do your daily 5-minute lesson, get your little review and recap, and then you're free to knock off other lessons in the geolocation pins on the map based on topic. Now, switching over to Pimsleur, their program is pretty different from Mondly's. Their program is largely based on the Pimsleur method, which is all built on audio lessons. Pimsleur is much more concerned with teaching you how to speak and understand the language that you're learning, rather than focusing on short drills. So, here's how it works. To start each lesson, you complete a 30-minute audio exercise where a moderator speaking in English walks you through a guided conversation step by step. You listen to a couple sentences in your target language. The moderator will then briefly stop to explain the situation to you, and then he'll have you participate by answering questions and repeating phrases. This 30-minute audio exercise is really the heart and soul of the Pimsleur lessons, and it's what they're known for. Then, after the audio lesson, you review and reinforce what you just learned through a variety of drills and exercises. The best way to think of this is having class followed by homework. The reinforcement drills include reading drills, digital flashcards, quizzes, pronunciation training, and speed games. Pimsleur does have some supplemental features too, like vocab bonus packs and pronunciation practice with their voice coach tool, but that's Pimsleur in a nutshell. Core audio lessons followed by detailed review exercises with a few bonus tools wrapped around it all. So from a high level, that's how the two companies compare. The key takeaway here is that the Mondly and Pimsleur lessons are very different in terms of how they teach you a new language. Pimsleur lessons are close to 1 hour to complete from start to finish and place a very strong emphasis on learning to listen and speak in the context of mock conversations, while the Mondly lessons are much shorter and rapid fire, where you move through a series of drills in just a few minutes. And by the way, if you want to see examples of the lessons or drills from both companies, be sure to check out that full detailed written comparison that I mentioned. I'll have it linked down below in the description for you. I have screenshots and examples over there so you can get a better feel for what to expect. Alright, so before we jump straight over to talking about what I like and don't like about each app, let's quickly talk about pricing and cost. So, Mondly has 3 different packages: a 1-month pay-as-you-go package, a 12-month subscription, and a lifetime access package. The pay-as-you-go 1-month subscription costs around $10 per month. The 12-month subscription costs $48 in advance for the year, i.e. $4 per month when broken down. And the lifetime package is a little all over the place in terms of pricing, and it really depends on current sales. Full retail, it supposedly costs a few $100s, but you'll rarely, if ever, pay that. You'll almost always be able to find that lifetime package on sale for around $100 or so with a coupon. Then, on the flip side, Pimsleur also has a couple different plans, both of which are just monthly pay-as-you-go subscription options. First, there's Pimsleur Premium, which gets you access to one language. That costs $20 per month. And then there's Pimsleur All Access. That gets you access to all 51 of Pimsleur's languages and costs just $1 more per month, i.e. $21 a month. So in terms of cost, clearly Mondly is cheaper by around $10 to $16 per month, a pretty decent savings. In short, these two companies are in different pricing categories, though I would just note that Pimsleur and Mondly are both pretty aggressive with running sales and discounts where you can usually lock in a lower rate, so do make sure to check for coupon codes before buying. In fact, to make things easy, I'll actually toss any current discount codes and links that I can find for both companies down in the description for you, so make sure to check out that text below the video screen before buying. And as a note, Pimsleur even has a 7-day free trial, so it's always good to test that out as well before buying and deciding. The link to that will be down below as well. Okay, so now that we've covered how each language app works and pricing, let's dive into the major pros and cons of each program as I see them. And let's start with Pimsleur. The first advantage of the Pimsleur program has to do with development of your conversational skills. In my opinion, Pimsleur is just much better than Mondly at building out your listening and speaking skills. To learn a new language, you have to get frequent exposure to that language actually being spoken. You need to routinely hear the new language you're learning to get comfortable with it, and Pimsleur just offers much more of an opportunity to do that than Mondly. Mondly does have a cool little back and forth dialogue exercise, but it's nothing like what Pimsleur offers with their audio lessons. The Pimsleur audio exercises are in-depth, engaging, and a powerful means of developing your ear for the new language. Then, my second highlight to call out for Pimsleur is their new voice coach feature. This is one of those updates that I mentioned. So, in the last year or so, Pimsleur has rolled out a new voice recognition software tool that is really strong. The program listens to you speak phrases and then gives you feedback on your pronunciation on a star system basis. The accuracy is very on point because unlike some other programs, when you screw up your pronunciation, it'll actually tell you with a poor grade. Some other programs, like Mondly, just sort of greenlight everything you say. And one other feature that I especially like about Pimsleur's new tech is challenge mode. When you turn this on, you'll be prompted in English to say a phrase in your target language with no hint as to how to say it. So it makes you think critically about what you need to say, plus you still need to hit your pronunciation. It's difficult, but very, very helpful. And lastly, I want to talk about lesson format. Even though each Pimsleur lesson takes a lot longer to complete than a Mondly lesson, close to an hour all in versus 5 minutes, the beauty of the 30-minute audio portion of each Pimsleur lesson is that you're not tied to your phone. For half of each lesson, you don't have to be staring at a screen, working fill in the blanks and matching phrases to images. With the Pimsleur audio lessons, you can hit play and go about whatever you're doing. You can do a lesson while you're on the treadmill, doing the laundry, doing the dishes, whatever. Any mindless task. Basically, I like that you can be productive with your time while still doing a language lesson. It's a huge advantage. You can even do an audio lesson while driving because they have a special driving mode. It's a really nice feature. Anyway though, that's Pimsleur and what I like about their program over Mondly. So now let's get to Mondly's wins. But before I get to that, I should just mention that every single month here at Test Prep Insight, we actually give away a free language learning course to one lucky person. Super simple to enter. Everyone out there is eligible. I'll put all the details down below in the description on how to get entered, but just know it takes like 10 seconds and hey, you never know. You could win yourself a totally free subscription to Pimsleur or Mondly. Okay, Mondly. And the first thing I really like about Mondly's program is the fun, fast-moving exercises that Mondly uses. Some language apps use boring and repetitive exercise mixes that hit the same drill types over and over. But Mondly uses a very nice mix of drills that keeps things balanced and engaging. Like I just rattled off a minute ago, you've got flashcard drills, fill in the blanks, speaking exercises, translation prompts, matching pairs, back and forth dialogues, spelling drills, and a few more. It's a very solid blend of hands-on drill types to engage with. Next, directly piggybacking on that last point, I like how short Mondly's lessons are. Now, this can be a good or bad thing depending on what you're looking for in your program, but for a lot of people, these short, bite-sized lessons are perfect, and they might be the difference maker between Mondly and Pimsleur for you. While the Pimsleur lessons take close to an hour to complete, your daily Mondly lesson only takes 5 minutes, and then if you want to squeeze in a couple more topical lessons throughout the day, those only take 5 minutes each as well. From this perspective, the Mondly program is very manageable. It's much more about consistency day to day than it is about depth or time studying. And lastly, my final highlight of the Mondly program is how they give you a quick recap at the end of every lesson. Essentially, when you complete one of those 5-minute lessons, they quickly run you through a review session where they recap each word or phrase that you just learned. There's usually around 10 or 15 key phrases in a lesson, and Mondly will run you through them in like 20 or 30 seconds. It's just a nice little way to drive home what you just learned. Plus, they use this cool little brain feature where you can go back and review related vocab and phrases whenever you want. There's these little clusters of related phrases that are grouped together on the brain to make reviewing easier. I kind of like that. But anyway, that about does it for the detail in this comparison, so let's get to my closing thoughts. If you're trying to pick just one app between these two, it can actually be kind of hard because they are so radically different. But in my opinion, if you're serious about learning a new language and only want one app, then I would tell you to go with Pimsleur. I like Mondly for its fun, quick lessons, and I think it's a great tool for building out your vocab, but as far as comprehensiveness of courses go, these two apps aren't even in the same ballpark. The Pimsleur lessons are just so much more in depth, and the program as a whole is more well-rounded with their reinforcement drills and voice coach software. But because of this difference in program approach and setup, I actually do think these two apps would complement each other pretty nicely. If you wanted to use Pimsleur as your primary learning platform and do a few of their lessons per week, and then do some quick Mondly lessons here and there during the week to fill in the gaps, that could be a really good combo. But all in all, if I had to pick just one, Pimsleur's the choice. But anyway, I hope this video has been helpful and you learned a little something about both Mondly and Pimsleur. If so, make sure to return the favor by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and dropping me a quick comment below. That would be really appreciated. And again, if you want to see that full, detailed written comparison of these two apps that I mentioned earlier in this video, just hop on over to our website, testprepinsight.com, or check out the other videos on our YouTube channel. We got a bunch of great video content out there. But as always, thanks for watching, best of luck, and I'll see you in the next one.